Prints beside extinct beasts. Stones cut with machine-like precision. A glass chalice that bends light itself. For centuries, these relics have been called impossible. Out of place, out of time, beyond explanation. But what if the real impossibility is our assumption that progress moves only forward? Because scattered across deserts, caves, and forgotten ruins are 6 discoveries that shouldn't exist, yet do. Each one forces us to ask, did our ancestors know something we've forgotten? Or are we only now catching up? From the gypsum dunes of New Mexico to the red sands of Bolivia, from India's stone shelters to Rome's ancient workshops, the human story hides feats that seem centuries ahead of their era. Archaeologists call them anomalies. Engineers call them impossible. Yet modern science keeps returning to the same conclusion. Ancient people mastered more than survival. They mastered precision, geometry, astronomy, even the physics of light. In this film, we explore 6 ancient discoveries that still defy explanation. Each one isn't just a mystery, it's a message carved, cast, or imprinted into the earth itself. Before we begin, subscribe to Geologic, where we decode the world's most extraordinary evidence, one enigma at a time. Deep in the heart of central India lies a labyrinth of rock shelters known as BIMBETKA, a site so ancient it bridges the Ice Age and the dawn of civilization. In the 1960s, explorers uncovered something smaller than a fingernail, yet larger than imagination. Microlithic tools, carved with such precision that even modern replicas often shatter during testing. Each flake and notch was shaped 12,000 to 15,000 years ago, long before bronze, long before wheels. According to UNESCO surveys, BIMBETKA holds over 700 shelters, many painted, but it's these millimeter-sized blades that challenge every timeline of human skill. Experimental archaeologists report break rates above 60% when trying to reproduce them with steel instruments. So how did Stone Age craftsmen achieve edges as fine as surgical steel? Were they using techniques now lost? Pressure flaking, micro-retouching, or even heat treatment we barely understand? What's certain is this: these tools weren't crude instruments of survival. They were expressions of mastery. Proof that intelligence and artistry long predated civilization itself. And if humans could create perfection at this scale, what else were they capable of? Beneath the blinding dunes of New Mexico, a ghost trail crosses the gypsum flats. 61 human trackways frozen in soft earth for more than 20,000 years. In 2021, a nature study led by Matthew Bennett shocked the scientific world. Seeds of Rupia serosa, embedded above and below the prints, dated them to between 21,000 and 23,000 years ago. That pushed the story of humans in the Americas back nearly 10 millennia earlier than previously believed. Each footprint tells a moment: a teenager walking beside a child, mammoth tracks veering close, giant ground sloth imprints overlapping theirs. They are not fakes, not legends. Evidence of Ice Age life moving across a landscape once wet with shallow lakes. Still, debates rage. Some geologists argue the radiocarbon samples were contaminated. Others call the sequence airtight. Either way, these prints whisper the same question: who walked here when the world still belonged to giants? If they'd stand the test of time, the White Sands footprints won't just rewrite textbooks. They'll redraw the map of a human migration itself. Tell me in the comments, do you think these tracks prove we arrived far earlier than history admits? In 1901, sponge divers off the Greek island of Antikythera hauled up a corroded bronze lump from a Roman-era shipwreck. Decades later, X-ray tomography peeled away centuries of rust to reveal something impossible. 30 precision gears meshed in a system so intricate it could predict eclipses, lunar phases, and planetary alignments. Built around 150 to 100 BCE, it was essentially an analog computer, a device no one thought humanity could make until the 1800s. Researchers like Tony Freeth and Michael Edmonds reconstructed the mechanism, proving it encoded the cycles of the sun, moon, and 5 visible planets using ratios accurate to within 1 part in 1,000. Its craftsmanship demanded mathematics, metallurgy, and engineering centuries ahead of its time. Was it the lone work of a genius, or evidence of a lost tradition of mechanical science erased by time? Before we move on, tell me this: if a machine like this had survived intact, do you think it would have changed the entire course of human technology? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because what comes next takes precision from gears to stone. High in Bolivia's Altiplano, 12,800 feet above sea level, lie the shattered remains of PUMAPUNKU, part of the Tiwanaku complex. Here, blocks of red sandstone and andesite, some weighing over 130 to 180 tons, fit together with sub-millimeter precision. Modern laser scans published in 2018 by engineer Alex Wright confirmed joint tolerances as fine as 0.5 millimeters, rivaling industrial machining. The puzzle deepens when you trace the quarry. The stones were dragged from a site 10 kilometers away across uneven terrain, with no wheels, no beasts of burden, and no metal tools known to the culture. Each block interlocks like a 3-dimensional jigsaw, built to resist earthquakes and time itself. Solar alignments mark solstices and equinoxes, proving the builders not only mastered stone, but celestial geometry. Experimental archaeologists have replicated fragments using copper chisels and abrasive sand, but none achieved the Tiwanaku finish. So was this pure human brilliance, or knowledge refined through generations we've yet to understand? One thing is certain: when you stand before those cold gray monoliths, logic feels smaller than stone. In a dim gallery of the British Museum rests a chalice that seems to hold trapped fire. Under normal light, it glows an opaque green, but when illuminated from within, it turns a vivid, translucent red. This isn't alchemy, it's nanotechnology. Crafted in the 4th century CE, known as the LYCURGUS cup, its glass contains nanoparticles of gold and silver, just 50 nanometers wide. So small, they scatter light through surface plasmon resonance, the same principle used in modern optical sensors. In 2013, researchers from the University of Illinois replicated its optical properties using laser-fabricated nanostructures, proving that ancient artisans had unknowingly mastered the physics of light at a microscopic scale. You've stayed with us this far, exploring footprints, machines, and megaliths. So if you're enjoying uncovering how deep our past really runs, take a second to like this video and subscribe to Geologic. Because the next discovery might just change how you see history itself. But the mystery of the Lycurgus cup isn't just how they did it. It's why. Was it ritual symbolism? Imperial luxury? Or a glimpse of knowledge passed down through guarded guilds of Roman glassworkers? Either way, it bridges 2 eras separated by 16 centuries, reminding us that sometimes progress doesn't move forward, it circles back in glass. In a remote Peruvian cave network, explorers in the mid-20th century uncovered hundreds of carved stones, figures of humans seemingly piloting machines, wings outstretched, levers in hand. The carvings showed gliders, propellers, even cockpit-like chambers. To believers, they were proof that ancient people witnessed or achieved flight long before history allowed. But context tells a subtler story. Nearby cultures, the Nazca, Paracas, and Chavin, wove sky imagery into every ritual, seeing flight as spiritual ascent rather than engineering. Archaeologists now read the aircraft motifs as symbolic journeys of the soul, perhaps shaped by trance or astronomy, not technology. Still, the precision of these carvings and their recurring symmetry are undeniable. They invite one haunting thought: every great invention begins as imagination. Before mankind built wings, we dreamed of them. And maybe these stones are that dream, carved in rock, centuries before the sky was conquered. From a tool smaller than a fingernail to footprints older than history. From gears that calculated the cosmos to stones that challenge physics. From glass infused with nanoscale light to carvings that reached for the heavens. Each discovery whispers the same truth. Human genius is not new. It's ancient. Across continents and millennia, Our ancestors were not primitive wanderers, but relentless problem solvers, guided by curiosity, precision, and imagination. Every so-called mystery isn't proof of aliens or magic. It's evidence that we have underestimated ourselves. So, which of these enigmas reshapes your idea of human capability? The microscopic blades, the skybound carvings, or the cup that still glows with ancient light? Tell us in the comments below. And if you crave more stories where science meets the impossible, subscribe to Geologic, because the Earth still hides chapters we haven't read.